Hi, PerspectaWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, April 17th. A significant weather event will impact much of the eastern half of the nation over the next few days with some heavy rainfall and severe weather, including the threat for tornadoes. This afternoon, this evening, the severe weather threat will be across the south-central U.S. from Texas all the way up across Oklahoma into Kansas. That severe weather threat will extend to the east on Thursday afternoon in the southeastern U.S., places like Mississippi and Alabama. And on Friday afternoon, the severe weather threat will occur across the eastern seaboard all the way up into the mid-Atlantic region, all the way down to the peninsula of Florida. The main culprit, a vigorous upper-level low pressure system that will pull out of the southwestern U.S. today into the south central states and work its way to the eastern seaboard slowly over the next few days. Let's focus in first on the severe weather threat. This is the forecast map from NOAA's Storm Prediction Center. They happen to be located out at Norman, Oklahoma, and indeed, that area will be under the gun today with enhanced threat of severe weather, again extending from Texas across Oklahoma into Kansas as this upper-level feature pulls out of the southwest and right into this severe weather threat zone. Later today into tonight, there'll be strong upward motion and the combination of a good temperature gradient at the surface, moist air flowing in off of the Gulf of Mexico, and this vigorous wave of energy in the upper part of the atmosphere will produce this enhanced threat for severe weather, again including the possibility of tornadoes. Now, this threat on Thursday afternoon will shift to the east here across Mississippi, Alabama, into the Tennessee Valley, and finally by Friday afternoon it will extend to the eastern seaboard from the mid-Atlantic region all the way down to the peninsula of Florida. So again, pretty much a 3 days threat for severe weather today in the south-central U.S., tomorrow in the southeastern U.S., and on Friday afternoon, Friday evening along the Atlantic seaboard from the mid-Atlantic down to Florida. Well, let's take a look at one of the main culprits of this severe weather outbreak expected today across the middle part of the nation, tomorrow in the southeast, and Friday in the east. A vigorous wave of energy in the upper part of the atmosphere will pull out of the southwest U.S. today, spill out over the south-central U.S., and that will produce some enhanced upward motion and the enhanced threat for severe weather from Texas to Oklahoma to Kansas. And let's now move forward here in time and watch how this upper level low intensifies as it moves to the east. Here we are now Thursday afternoon. Again, tomorrow afternoon's severe weather threat will jump to the east here across the Tennessee Valley, Mississippi, Alabama, as that upper level low moves in overhead. And it continues to intensify. By Friday morning, it starts to take on a negatively tilted trough axis here. And we talked about this yesterday. Whenever there's an upper level low with a trough axis extending from the northwest to the southeast, that promotes a very strong upward motion pattern just on its eastern side, right in this region right here. And that will contribute to not only a severe weather threat on Friday afternoon, Friday evening in the eastern U.S., but also the potential for a significant rain event later Friday and a Friday night. For example, in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City could have 1 to 2 inches of rainfall on Friday night, beginning later in the day on Friday. Let's keep moving forward here. Now notice this upper level feature moves rather slowly. Here we are now Saturday morning, and notice the upper level low itself is still to the west of the I-95 corridor region. So even though the torrential rain threat is focused on Friday night, still could be some instability showers on Saturday in the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor. The good news is that by the time Easter Sunday rolls around, and here we are Sunday morning, notice how that wave of energy starts to weaken, starts to kind of accelerate to the north and east. Cannot completely rule out an instability shower on Sunday in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, but skies should become partly sunny, certainly improvement between Saturday and Sunday as that upper level low finally weakens and pushes off to the north and east. let's keep moving forward here. That gets completely out of here by Sunday night, and then by Monday, high pressure ridging takes over in the mid-Atlantic region throughout much of the eastern half of the nation. With that ridging aloft, we'll have plenty of sunshine and warm conditions to start the new week. High temperatures in the 70s on Monday. Notice a little bit of a feature right here. We'll have to monitor that during the early part of next week. Well, before we take a look at the surface forecast maps from last night's GFS model run, let's look at the current surface map. A backdoor cool front has pushed from the northeast to the southwest overnight last night into the early morning hours today, Wednesday. Low-level winds have shifted to a north or northeast direction in New York City, Philadelphia, down into the D.C. metro area. That'll help to keep some clouds around, maybe a couple of showers today, especially north of the Mason-Dixon line, and it'll actually be a bit cooler than it was yesterday afternoon. Now, by tomorrow, this frontal system will start to turn around and advance to the north as a warm front. It'll turn much warmer tomorrow afternoon in D.C., perhaps up to the upper 70s for highs on Thursday afternoon. And the big warm-up in Philadelphia and New York City will be noticed on Friday. Winds will become stronger to close out the work week, probably gusting up to 30 miles per hour or so on Friday afternoon, and out of the southwest, by the way. And there'll be temperatures most likely well up in the 70s in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City on Friday afternoon as the shower and thunderstorm threat arrives later Friday. And again, torrential rainfall likely on Friday night in that I-95 corridor. Well, let's now walk through the surface forecast maps from the 0Z GFS model run. A little bit of rainfall associated with that backdoor cold front. Don't be surprised at a shower in the next couple of hours across southeastern PA, anywhere in New Jersey and New York City over the next few hours. Certainly can be a shower or two. Generally cloudy skies, certainly cannot rule out some intervals of sunshine as well. Now let's continue to move forward here. Maybe a shower in the overnight hours in the areas north of the Mason-Dixon line. Still lots of clouds tonight and on Thursday. Now notice this flow of air. Along these the isobar pattern here, winds generally flow parallel to lines of equal pressure, the isobars. And in this case, they're flowing from the south, from the tropical south, the Gulf of Mexico, near the Bahamas, all the way up the Atlantic seaboard by tomorrow night. And that flow of tropical moisture only intensifies by Friday morning. Here we go, that upper level low now moving towards the eastern U.S. by Friday morning. A deep flow of air, tropical moisture flowing from the Gulf of Mexico, the Bahamas region, all the way up along the Atlantic seaboard. All will contribute to a severe weather threat as well as a heavy rain threat for late Friday, Friday night. Here we go into Friday evening. Notice an area of enhanced precipitation here by last night's GFS model run. That slides to the eastern seaboard. And again, heavy rain is a possibility late Friday afternoon, Friday night especially in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. And along with that heavy rain threat, there will be strong to severe thunderstorms in much of the Mid-Atlantic region, all the way on down south to the Florida Peninsula. Notice here by Saturday morning, still have a low pressure area up to the west of the I-95 corridor. We talked about the slow movement of that upper level feature, still sitting to the west of the I-95 corridor on Saturday. That's the reason why we still have instability showers in the forecast for D.C., Philadelphia, New York City on Saturday. Not a complete washout, but mostly cloudy, and certainly can be a shower just about any time on Saturday. Now, again, the good news is it tends to weaken by the time we get to Sunday, Easter Sunday. Cannot completely rule out a shower, especially Easter morning, Sunday morning here, but partly sunny skies should develop in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City on Sunday. And then by the time Monday rolls around, it'll be a very nice day here with high pressure in control. Temperatures jump to the 70s with plenty of sunshine expected as we start next week. So a very significant weather event for the next 3 days in the eastern half of the nation includes a potential widespread severe weather outbreak first today in the south central U.S. and tomorrow in the southeastern U.S. Then on Friday afternoon and evening along the Atlantic seaboard, heavy rain all along the way, too, from the south central U.S. to the mid-Atlantic region and northeastern U.S. by Friday night, going into early Saturday. Improving conditions this weekend, a slow improvement in the mid-Atlantic region. That's it for now. For PerspectaWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.